Here we are today in this beautiful July summer's day at the entrance to Dartmouth Harbour. Pretty flat calm, blue skies. What more do you want from the summer? There we are looking into Dartmouth. Dartmouth Castle there on the left, Kingswear Castle over to the right. So the boat we're on today, she's called WISHSTREAM. WISHSTREAM's an Arthur Robb design, 42'6" on deck, built by Hamble Marine, 1959. She was built for the army, funded by the Nuffield Trust at the time, and her early years were spent with the army, racing in various events. And she's a well-travelled, well-proven boat. Has been across the Atlantic, owned by a couple of different Americans, and has latterly been based here in Dartmouth for quite a number of years. So start here at the bows. See these big heavy-duty bronze fair leads, bow roller, and big furling drum. All the kit on this boat is very heavy-duty. She's a very powerful, heavily put together boat and a very capable offshore racer. There we are looking along the deck. So big capstan type windlass. That's electric. Here we got a switch here. And she's got these teak bar bronze fittings, cleats. And the forward end of the coach roof. And here we got teak fore hatch, drops down into where the heads is. You'll see that in a bit. And then these derade vents on deck. The little boxes there. There's the vent down below. So alloy mast, original mast, been white painted. Twin spreader. And you see heavily rigged. She's got those intermediate stays, heavy duty lower shrouds. And she's obviously yawl rigged as well, so gives a lot of combinations. The mizzen at the back there, and also that mizzen mast allows her to fly a mizzen staysail, which is a very effective sail. And off the wind gives an awful lot of low down, low aspect power. See here, chain plates, big heavy duty. You see in the sun, heavy duty stainless plates. And you'll see again down below how they're all interconnected to the beam shelf and the clamp, making a very powerful boat indeed. Here we are, looking back along the side decks. She's got these chocks on deck, either side. That's to carry a pram dinghy she would have had originally, designed to fit in between the mast and the aft hatch. And then this slightly raised doghouse at the aft end here, the doghouse windows, and again when we go down below you'll see inside how nice that is with the seats in the doghouse. You can sit there looking out, and it's a fantastic place on passage or at anchor. And here we are coming back into the cockpit. So it's nice, it's got the helm position is separated off from the rest of the cockpit, so your crew and your helm don't get in each other's way. Main sheet here, operated by crew in front of the helm. All well thought out, well designed. Mizzen mast here at the aft end. We've got these little high field levers here, which do the running back stays for the mizzen. Teak hatch into the lazarette. Looking here at the helm. on these big variant 32s, the original and non-self-tailing big racing winches, very powerful bits of kit, and these also go through these turning blocks here and forward to the headsail. So here over the top of the doghouse, got this stainless bar, which acts as a boom gallows, which is quite nice, and then you've got a little spray hood which folds up, so it just gives shelter over the companion hatch, and a bit of shelter to the cockpit when it's needed. All your instruments here, easy view from the helm, and then companion hatch going down below. Here now down below on WISHSTREAM, and I'm sat in the doghouse. You can see here these seat level, and you've got good visibility when you're sitting out through the doghouse windows and up into the cockpit. So it's a good place just to get out of the weather when you're on watch, or sat at anchor on a nice day, or if it's a bit wet you can sit here, see what's going on. You're not buried down in the boat, so it's a very comfortable feature. So here we got the steps down from the cockpit, and then either side here you've got a seat with a quarter berth in underneath, and these are got little curtains that come across just to make them a bit private, and I'll show you them on the other side as well. So you can see down in there, good length quarter berths, nice and safe, and especially at sea you're really in those berths. They're fantastic. So here we are now looking down into the cabin. Switchboard here on the starboard side with engine controls and instruments. And underneath my feet here is the engine, big nanny diesel. And now looking down into the cabin. So here on the starboard side is chart desk, good sized chart desk, nice and snug seat with all your instruments around, and then galley on the port side. You got twin stainless sinks here, which is always the sign of a good sea boat. You need twin sinks so you can make your tea and coffee in one and wash up in the other. Gas stove. And here is top loading fridge, and again lots of storage space and so on around. Looking forward here along these teak coamings, these nice bronze port lights. So you've got these half-height bulkheads here, either side, separating off this area from the main saloon. And you've got vertical grab rail here, and then handrails either side, make moving around the boat easy when at sea. And you've got this nice little feature, this little, in the carlin here is carved out, a little groove behind, which acts as a drip stop if you get condensation or leaking from any of the windows, stops it going on your charts or all over your berths. So in the main saloon here, you've got pilot berth either side. And see in these berths, they are proper deep berths. When you're in them, you're really in them. Fantastic at sea. And saloon table, this is varnished teak. And look at the grain on that. It's a fantastic bit of teak. It's been chosen for the table there. Skylight here above, and then we look at this here, we look at the sheer strength of the construction of this boat. So here obviously is the beam shelf. You see these big copper rivets all fastened through. And then in way of the main mast here, you've got this extra beam shelf which goes down to probably 10 inches deep, fastened on the bottom to give extra strength, and also a clamp. So this is a horizontal piece of timber, copper fastened through, right through, and that makes a girder effect, which gives a lot of strength to the hull where the rigging is straining things. Obviously this here is the chain plates. These are all been replaced in stainless steel, and you can see how they're hooked underneath the bottom of the beam shelf here. Gives an awful lot of strength. This teak boxing here is just boxing in iron ring frame, which you see follow it up round. Goes right the way around down the other side, and so there's two of those. The one forward is actually not boxed in. I'll show you that in a minute. So giving an awful lot of strength to the boat. Little Taylor's stove here, cabin heater. And then you've got these bifold doors which can come across to close off this area. Moving forward into the heads. And here you can see the ring frame. You see the bit of verdigris there, which is from the bronze. So you can see it's plate with bar brazed on to give strength. Through bolted every few inches all the way around both sides. So those pair of frames are giving an awful lot of strength in way of the mast. Big lockers here, hanging lockers, and shelf units. Into the forepeak. This area mainly used for storage, sails and fenders. Here we've got a freezer. There's a stainless steel freezer with a cold plate in. Under here, chain locker with the bronze hose pipe. Now looking back aft, we move back through the boat. Here looking out through the saloon with the sun streaming in, reflecting off the varnish. And I'll show you this down here as well. The cabin sole. These are probably 1.25 inch solid hardwood floors. Then moving back aft, again galley here. We didn't look at this area. There's an extra top here, folds up when you want a bit of extra workspace when you're using the galley. And step up into the doghouse and back out into the cockpit.